So it would seem that Bayern Munich's struggles this season could change the future of Xabi Alonso. It looked like it might be a done and dusted deal for him to go to Liverpool in the summer with Jurgen Klopp leaving, but we're just not sure. So we're going to explore where Xabi Alonso should go and where he will go. Two big questions here. So first of all, Dan, where do you think Xabi Alonso wants to go right now?
I think he wants to go to Liverpool.
Okay.
It's a no-brainer. He's a Liverpool legend. There's not a better time to go to Liverpool, in my opinion. There's a lot of negativity around.
Yeah,
there's a lot of negativity around. He shouldn't go to Liverpool now because you're not going to be able to beat what Klopp has produced. However, he's going to have more time now to start his own philosophy, how he wants the team to play, instead of waiting a year or 2 or 3, and then there's a new philosophy in place and it's just going to be even more difficult. This is a transitional phase. Some of the more older players, experienced players, may be phasing out. So it's the time for him to get them on board so that the new generation of players and the players that he wants are still going to be part of the new regime and his philosophy. So
what you're saying is that transition is inevitable anyway. Why not be there to sort of oversee it?
Exactly.
As long as you get the patience from
the backing
Liverpool,
from the board.
Which do you know, if you're going to go to a club and get that patience, I think Liverpool's probably one of the ones that they would have that understanding. Here's a really difficult, unanswerable question, Zach.
Cheers.
What's the which is the bigger club?
Oh my God, James.
Because I wonder if that makes... So the reason I thought that question was, it might be... Part of this is kind of, where do you want to end up? Where do you want your dynasty to be? Do you want your dynasty at Bayern Munich or do you want your dynasty at Liverpool? I would, and maybe this is just an English guy speaking, I would suggest that Xabi Alonso would want, if they said, look, you're going to have 10 years at one of these clubs, I think he would want that to be at Liverpool.
Yeah, I would agree. I think there's actually a third answer. He'd say he wants to be at Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid is the aim for him no matter what, but that's for another day. Yeah, look, Bayern Munich is...
Actually, special answer number 3 is, does he stay a year at Leverkusen and then go to Real Madrid next season when Ancelotti goes? He's just signed an extension.
You hear about managers all the time talk about, like, there are certain things that when opportunity arises and you just can't say no. I think these are two. Bayern Munich coming and offering you a job, and also Liverpool coming and offering you the job. I think you're right. I think he will fancy taking on like a new style. There's a lot less pressure coming in, knowing that there's going to be an adaptation period, right? If, say, Liverpool go and get someone after Klopp, it doesn't work out after 2 years, and then they sack him, and then in comes Alonso. It's almost like the Manchester United route after Sir Alex Ferguson went, and then in came Moyes, and then in came the other manager, and it was just never quite working. The other thing that also I think Alonso, because he seems quite smart with this, he's made his choices very well, I think, so far in his career, is the structure at every club. Right now, you look at Bayern Munich, and it's weird to say this because for my entire lifetime, I think of Bayern Munich and I think of a club that has been really well structured behind the scenes, always got their targets when they wanted, never spent too much money. Whenever there was a better manager or even player in the league, went and got them in the summer and got business done. The last 2 years have not gone that way for Bayern at all. The only issue for Liverpool now is a few of the backroom staff that Klopp has when he was there are going to be leaving. You've also got them looking to try and get a new sporting director in. There's a few different elements here, and so I think he's got to be quite careful to make sure that whoever is at Liverpool, he can work with well. And I think, look, FSG have done a really good job over the last few years at trying to implement this and trying to make sure they keep going with the same approach that they had with Jurgen Klopp. And I think you've seen similarities with that with the way Bayer Leverkusen did by going and getting someone like... he was at Arsenal last year, Xhaka in midfield, and someone that might be a little bit older but can work for his style of playing football. So yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting. I just think that him, if he goes on, and I really hope he does, if he goes on to win the Bundesliga with Bayer Leverkusen, Liverpool's the perfect next step, because it just feels evil to then go and leave Bayer Leverkusen and go to Bayern Munich, who you just beat.
But is it evil or is it sensible? Because I'd say, okay, another question. Which job's the easier job to go into?
Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich's the easier job, right?
Yeah.
Because you directly hurt a rival, because you essentially like cut off the head of the messiah of the team that's just beating you to Bundesliga.
Florian Wirtz signed to Bayern Munich.
Florian Wirtz and Adidas
one thing,
athlete.
You're keeping your family in Germany.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
some people haven't realised in terms of the whole family doesn't have to move to another country and then it's setting everything up. So in terms of for him to be relaxed, his family life, they're staying in Germany.
See, that's it. So I think, and I've said this a couple of times, is that if I was advising Alonso, I would say go to Bayern. Because because I think that job after Klopp actually is very difficult. I get what you're saying in terms of the transition element of it, but that you could go down this sort of pet route of Alonso going, I'm not sure I'm ready yet. So let me go to Bayern, give me two years or something like that, and kind of work towards it to kind of allow the sort of grieving period that inevitably happens at every football club when they have that guy who leaves. It's so rare that the guy that's next comes in and does well. And in terms of, so what's an interesting one when I think about this is I think about Gerrard. And Gerrard was like guaranteed. Well, and in terms of his road to Anfield,
Liverpool, yeah.
It was, okay, go to Rangers. They threw a bit of money at it, which helped him. You're going to win. It's a very difficult job, actually, Rangers, but you've got an opportunity to win games, and he did brilliantly, right? Then went to Aston Villa, was the next stepping stone, which is a very fertile ground there with a bit of money to spend. And then it didn't work, right?
If he doesn't win a trophy for the next 2 years, he goes to Bayern, doesn't win a trophy for 2 years, that's his opportunity gone for Liverpool.
That is a very, very, very good point. I would just suggest that in terms of a sensible risk to take, in my opinion, would be that
it's the least
you go
risky,
there, Bayern overall have just their stocks low. You then take them back to here. Your stock is nice and solid. If for some reason, and I can't see how it happens because Leverkusen, it feels like Monaco as well, where you're going to go, I'll have you and you and you and all those great
pick and
players.
mix.
It's always that way.
Loads.
Frimpong gets bought by someone. All these players get bought. So it won't be the same. Bayern will win the league next year. They'll come back with venom. He looks great. He's got that development of another couple of extra years in the spotlight, and then you go to Liverpool.
If you're his agent, if you're the gaffer himself, and you want to be greedy and you want to go where the money is, you're going to Liverpool. You want the signing on fee, you want the compensation package. Liverpool is where the money's at. So I do think he's going to go to Liverpool.
It all comes down. So it wasn't romantic at all him going to Liverpool. It's just about the money.
But he's supposedly a Liverpool fan himself, isn't he? And like, I think there are certain things like this where, like, just if it wasn't for the Tuchel thing, it would have been done and dusted. Now that Tuchel's gone, there is obviously the question. But I just think for him, when the opportunity arises to go, like, to work in the Premier League as well, like, that's a massive thing for him to go up against the likes of Pep Guardiola. I guess Klopp would have been gone. Who was always the second one.
So difficult. You've got to be ready.
But you've always got the pass for the first season. You almost have the past of, okay, you get a pass of, like, you get top six, and that's fine. That's fine. It is also tougher as well, all things considered, because, to be honest, like, Mohamed Salah, will he be there next year? That might be a big no. Yeah. Suddenly Jeremy Frimpong's come in at right wing for Liverpool.
I think Trent as well, you've got to deal with his contract. I mean, I imagine he wants to stay
Van
there.
Dijk,
but that is a really good point, actually. Even if you, like, have the transitional year, after that year, that's when Van Dijk and Salah leave. Probably not next season, maybe. So it's an awkward 3 years. Go and win some stuff with Bayern. That's what I think he should do. I'm not sure that's what he will do. You think he'll end up at Liverpool?
Liverpool.
I think he's really sensible, and I think he's just going to go to Bayern. I'd like to see him at Liverpool.
I just wonder who else goes to Liverpool after that. Like, it's almost like it's set that, oh yeah, Alonso is the next manager. You just can't think of anyone else the way that they that's out there that would fit the way they want to play.
As a United supporter, I want Gerrard to go there.
The final twist is that if you say no to Liverpool, do you say no to Liverpool forever? You know, do they forgive you for that?
Because I think what you do is you're right. He goes to Bayern, he wins 2 titles.
Yeah,
then Carlo Ancelotti is done at Real Madrid. Right. He goes to Real Madrid, has his 10 years there, and suddenly he goes, "Okay, Liverpool, do you want me or not?"
And again, sorry, last layer on this is that is a really good point. Ancelotti will be going in the next 2 years, right? If he's at Bayern with that crop of players is so Vinny Junior, Valverde, Bellingham, Tchouaméni. Like, so many other players.
Possibly.
Everyone wants that job, right? Although maybe Klopp will be after that one by that point.
Yeah, true.
Right, who's going to go where then? Let us know. Where should Alonso go? Let us know in the comments down below.